me out the comments, leave me out the nonsense. Speaking out of context, people need some content. Niggas trying to keep up, shit is not a contest. Whipping bands concept, heaven sent, God sent. At least that's what my mom says. Proof is in the progress, money's not an object. Busy than a motherfucker, you know how my job get. Barking up the wrong tree, you know how the dogs get. Haven't fallen off yet. Come with a classic, they come around years later and say it's a sleeper. The ears are real, the petty is real. Might charge my ex for a feature. Deposit the money to Brenda Letitia, Alinda Felicia. She came
one sec. Let me grab some real quick.
42 millimeter was made in Geneva. Yeah, I probably should go to Yeshiva.
Oh,
we went to Ibiza.
I guess not. I was gonna grab some.
I probably should go link with Yeezy. I need me some Jesus. But soon as I started confessing my sins, he wouldn't believe us. Sins. I got sins.
We're gonna go over a few things. Gabriel vibes only, baby. One sec. Turn the latency down so it might lag a little bit. We'll see. Try to answer some. I know people like had some questions, so they wanted me to cover Caterpillar, things like that. So we're gonna do all that. Some good stuff. Oh, look at you. That's pretty good. Turn that down a little bit. But yeah, I'll try to answer everything. Moderna killed for me today. Can't wait for AMC March. I'm telling you, like, I've been trying to tell people, like, Moderna, like, I was mentioning it on Twitter. Like, I mentioned it right here. 245. I said you were going to 280. And then I said likely 300. 300 was kind of like, you know, yeah, you hit that monthly. I'd be a little bit worried now, but I mean, you look fucking great. Like, congratulations, man. You know what I mean? Same with Pfizer. People called me crazy. Squeezed up to 155. You're probably going to keep going. Honestly, high possibility you keep running here. So much going on there. I don't really care about Teladoc. I know some of you guys like that, but I don't really care about it right now. AMC too, man. AMC, like today, I think people were like really like over or underlooking like what happened. Pretty nutty. The movement you had, fucking wild. Like great movement, honestly. Like just everything you really saw today wasn't that bad, all things considered. Like I think things could have been a lot worse, especially with how deep these indexes came down. Like just take a look. I mean like honestly, like look at the dip that you had. Like you pretty much like opened, I think the market opened like right here. You got a nice little push up and then you just got annihilated. So I mean, like I said, I suspect you come down to this range here, like that little monthly right there. Besides that, I don't really like I suspect you bounce like right there. We talked about the Dow. Problem with the Dow is that you got your push you got your push after hours, right? So you got that leg you expected, you got that push up. You got shot down right at market. Like it's tough. You got the movement you wanted. It's just, you know, shit happens. You can't really. What are we listening to? I don't know what to listen to. I know what to listen to. It came on earlier. One sec. Nope. Okay, I gotta look it up. One sec. Sorry. So yeah, keep the questions. I'll answer them. I'm just kind of like all over the place right now. Zom, I'm not really interested right now. I think it's gonna be a great play. I'm just not really that interested right now in it. If that makes sense. Back to AMC though. I'll look at other ones if you want me to. I think someone said TMC. I don't like it. I can tell you now. I have shares in it. I'm just like holding it. It sucks. I think you look fine. I really do think you look fine. This is a 15-minute chart. That's why it's going to be so exact. If you look at like something like the 4 hours, it's going to be more exact. I mean, it looks really solid, all things considered. Like, great movement. But I mean, the thing that I'm most excited about, like when I'm looking at this, honestly, is like, you can put the VWAP back on too if you want. You're back with VWAP, close the weekly, which is great. But just that movement, that dip you had there was really great. And then just how you reacted all day, like there was no real downside. GameStop, like I said, I've been clear about this. GameStop looks poop, like just dog shit, straight dog shit. I'm in the mood for Drake right now. I'm like in the mood, like, you know what I mean? I'm kind of like, you know, a mixture of, you know, like might drop the hottest fucking stock pick of the year. Kind of in my feelings, you know what I mean? Fuck. I'm not gonna listen to anything y'all want me to listen to. 1 second. One second. Me now you guys are making me pick different music. I don't know what to listen to. We can listen to Matt. I hear fairy tales about how they gon' run up on me. Well, run up when you see me, then we gon' see. I got enemies, got a lot of enemies, got a lot of. Okay, I'm in a good mood. New variants in Pfizer 60. So no, that's not going to be what sends Pfizer to 60, and that's what I've been trying to explain to people. I'm gonna make a video of it most likely like in the coming. I might make it tonight, to be honest. Like I have time. I might make the video. My son's already like passed out. He was like exhausted. So I might make a video tonight. I'm debating. Basically just going over how to trade, how to understand unusual flow. Because I think a lot of people like I have unusual wells. I've kind of been testing it out. So like I haven't like haven't really like recommended it to anyone yet. Like I just haven't got enough tests, and I haven't like really. It's different than using some of the others like Cheddar Flow and Flow Algo. Those are definitely different. There's a little bit more here, maybe just its own little thing. I just haven't used it enough. But like a good example is if we're going to Twitter really quick, and I just want to give you, like I said, an example of. I retweet these guys all the time. It's Market Rebellion. Let's try to find the tweet. If you're not following on Twitter, I really recommend following on Twitter just because I'm posting so many updates, along with joking around, but yeah. I'm trying to find it. Sorry. Holy shit. Fuck. It's kind of frustrating. Fuck. Okay, so you go like to Market Rebellion. I do use these guys. It's not bad. This isn't bad, right? But a lot of stuff they do is that they're always talking about unusual flow. And like you've probably seen this guy, the little rat tailed, him and his brother. Like they're always on like CNBC, right? But they're always talking about unusual flow, right? And they're really big on trading options as well. So with these guys, and it's kind of a little bit hard to understand. So you can see like they're always mentioning flow, like 73% calls, 27% puts. But see, you can also see they're always mentioning flow, and I think flow gets mentioned a lot when it comes to trading, but I don't think a lot of people understand it, and they don't understand which how to trade based on flow and when to get in, when to get out, things like that. So I'm gonna make a video covering that specifically, and hopefully give people an idea about that. So that should be pretty good. But AMC did, honestly phenomenal. That's pretty phenomenal in the day. But I think there's a high possibility that you get a nice little push going into. You get a nice push going into the end of the year on Pfizer. Definitely. You could definitely see that. But what's going to push you up isn't going to be like buying, in my opinion. It's going to be the gamma squeeze on Pfizer, because there's so many calls that'll expire in the money on December 17th at $55 and $50 strikes, which those 50s they might have been delta hedged already. We'll see. So those look really good. But yeah, so keep it on that. Super big opportunity. What's going on, David? And David, hey, so I will say, David, I kind of looked at your Wyckoff. And so usually when I'm looking at like Wyckoff or anything along those lines, I never pay attention to the accumulation. I'm always looking for the reversal signs, right? So if I'm looking at Wyckoff, for instance, right, I'm using more like this, right? Which you guys probably can't see. Let me zoom in. So I'm always looking at the top to see the reversal back down. Now, if you've been following David, what he's using is looking at that accumulation, which based on how he's looking at it, it does look pretty damn accurate. The only thing I'll say about like AMC is like we've seen things that look perfect and they just don't play out sometimes. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing I'll say when it comes to like, you know, AMC is like sometimes like it looks so good but it doesn't play out. That's just me being a pessimist in a lot of the sense. But I will say, like, I know exactly what you're talking about, but when I'm looking at Wyckoff, I'm always looking at the top just for reversals and trend, like just the trend flipping, you know what I mean? Because I trade totally based on trends. That's just how I trade. So, but yeah, I actually will say David does have good content when it comes to Wyckoff. And if it plays out right, which I hope it does, you know, this theoretically would be the bottom, which I do think the bottom's in right now. The whole December 17th, $50 strikes AMC after being up over 15K. So Shane, so this is a good thing. So like, and I'm not roasting you, Shane. I'm not roasting you at all. But that's the problem with most people that trade options, right? So I don't know how much money like you have in it or like, or anything like that. And this goes for anyone that's trading AMC, right? So this guy said he has December 17th calls, $50 strikes. He was up over 15K. Now he's down 5K. Now the problem with options is most people, one, they don't know when to take profits. Two, they hold their options, or three, you're just kind of praying to God something good happens, right? So, you know, I would have gotten out. I would have gotten out. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I was at 15K, and I don't know how much you put into it, I would assume you put quite a bit into it, but yeah, it's hard to say. And I'm not confident that you're gonna be over 50 by December 17th. But if you are above 50 by December 17th, that would make me extremely, extremely bullish to possibly reaching new highs before the end of the year. So, I mean, there's that, but it's just like, yeah, I know that's like not the answer you probably wanted to hear, but I apologize, man. I'm listening to the wrong album right now. Sorry. I can't think of any good music to listen to right now. Sorry. I'll look at Caterpillar here in a sec. I knew you were going to come in here and ask that question. That's why I did the live stream. I didn't want to make a Caterpillar video. But where did I learn to trade? So I went to school for finance. I have like 2 electives left. I'm just, for personal reasons, not getting my degree yet. And then I learned a lot of my fundamental viewpoints definitely from college. I think college gives you a great fundamental viewpoint of stocks in general. But also too, if you go to school in finance, if you've been to school for finance or accounting, you really learn how to read financial papers, right? You learn how to read balance books, see what companies are profitable, long-term, things like that. And I think those things for fundamentals are huge, right? Like just like for instance, right? If we're looking at like AMC is not really a fundamental play. You're looking at AMC, it's not a fundamental play. We're looking at, let's look at Target, right? Target's one of the things I love, right? I love Target. It's probably one of my favorite stocks. I've been just kind of a perma bull in these guys for the past few months, right? Unfortunately, I bought some here. You dip down. I cut some of the options. They ripped all the way back up. Tough. But overall, like from a fundamental standpoint, Target's killing it, right? And you just kind of learn how to read about the financials and how to correlate that over into options or trades in general and to see which companies are going to do well, right? So I think I don't think you need to go to college to learn how to trade. I would recommend college to anyone though. But I mean, a lot of it was just me not having a life and just trading all day. That's all I did. Where's the White Claw? I only drink White Claws every 100 likes. Every 100 likes, we down a White Claw. Caterpillar, let's look at Caterpillar real quick. So I bought Caterpillar, if you don't know, at the end of the day. Discord all knows. Looking at this 15-minute chart, one, I was extremely bullish just out of the gate with these guys. I think they are just phenomenal. I think that fundamental viewpoint of them, extremely strong. Right now, you got a giant push at the beginning of the day. Tough. However, I still love them. You're still on top of VWAP. I think with infrastructure, everything like that going to the end of the year, they're still really strong. You're going to want to see how they react to 201.5, but I think they easily can run back to 204 to 206, possibly run even higher and break these highs. It's tough. You're getting just pushbacks on the market as a whole. It's tough, but it is what it is. I hate all options I hate every single option essentially in December for AMC. I think you're not going to get any sleep at night and it's just going to be really sketchy, right? But like 12, 10, 45s, those are some of the less risky, but I don't know how you're going to do, man. I'm sorry. I wish you the best, though. I really do. I really do. So I know that's probably not what people want to hear. Can I do a fan me up? That's probably that might not happen, man. I did go to Vegas for a little bit. I might go to Vegas again. I don't know. Bought some Prog on the earnings dip. So Prog is this, and I've been talking about that thing I talked about like the last live stream I had. This is it. I mean, hold this, you're good. Dip, not so good. You did get your push, I think. I mean, that was a pretty gnarly push for everyone that was like, once it broke that 185 range. That $6, that was huge. I don't know if you're gonna hold above it, but if you hold this range, this monthly level, I think you're fine. The question is can you hold it? That's the real question. That's what I'd be watching. 3.6 roughly. That's the support. Robin Hood's facing just those legal issues. I like him still. I love Hood. Longer dated calls. I have some Januaries. Like I just had 45 to 5K worth of them. Those are like just destroyed right now. I'm relying on an IV push. The only thing, like the thing that's hurting you here on Hood is this, and I'm gonna be straight up. They're not announcing their crypto wallet, right? I thought we were really close to it. You're not. 100%. I'm probably just gonna end up buying longer dated calls on Hood once again. That's just my opinion. I think it's one of the easiest stocks there is to play. I think there's nothing but upside. I think they're gonna kill it in crypto. I think Coinbase is gonna have a head competitor finally, and that's Robinhood. That's what I think. Overstock. I used to like trading Overstock a lot. I love trading Overstock, and then anything online and social media are things that just thrived during COVID scare the shit out of me now, right? So that's the concern for me. Is anything that's like was really killing. I think it's gonna come down. It scares the shit out of me. They had great earnings though, and they probably had a great outlook. I need to look at their earnings report. That'd be the thing to look at. Title, I've been watching you for a few weeks now. Just subscribe. I'm deep in 145 calls for January. What do you do in my position? Would you reposition to later dates? Keep holding. First of all, this is not financial advice whatsoever. I think so. With the 145s, like you got to look at it. It is what it is. If you are 145s, you are, either the martyr or the savior that we had back in June and May, right? If you look at the numbers, based on the numbers, right? Based on the numbers. Excuse me, sorry. I hate that playing these same songs over. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. So, if you look at the numbers, you're the same as you were back in June. Like the options are all there. It's the 145s are the new 40s. It is what it is, right? Now I think it's possible, but I think what you need to get over 50 in December, specifically before December 17th. That's going to be the big date. Can you get above $50 before December 17th? And that is asking quite a bit. Is it possible? 10,000% it's possible. It's 100% possible, right? I would just be like, those are really risky positions. That's why I love my Marches, because they're just holding value so well, right? What do you think about DraftKings Nasdaq's beat down? DraftKings had a whole bunch of options buying today. Tons of calls flowed in. Really bullish activity, just so you know. So it's hard to say, but like they did look really good. They did look good. They looked really good at the end of the day. Great bounce on DraftKings. Go EV. I don't know anything about him, man. Sorry, I'm trying to look at this question. Did you buy it into Hoods? I'm gonna hold my head a little bit longer. I have faith, and we'll get some more back of it. I don't think Hood's a bad buy. Like honestly, on options, longer dated, I think you're ridiculous. If you think they're bad, I think you're being biased. Keep on Bbig a little bit longer date. Bbig, I kind of like what it's doing too. It looks similar to AMC. So I do think, I'm not going to lie, I do think like Bbig, Prog, some of these other ones, they're probably going to run when AMC runs. I think AMC is also going to start separating itself from GME, which is something I think you want to see, right? I think you want to see separation. Now, I do think GME is going to come down to that monthly level, like 182. highly likely to get a touch of that. You're already like just holding down here at this bottom now, which is kind of scary. You break below that, you're instantly coming down there for a touch, in my opinion. I think that's highly likely. But you want to see that separation from AMC. That's the main thing you want to see. Which I think you're getting. I think you're getting good movement on it. GGPI. I had GGPI. I sold it on the day we pumped. Monday. Sold the whole way up. I was just selling all my options. I like them, but you have to recognize that EV is 110% in a bubble right now. It's in a really scary place. It could continue to run. It most likely continues. I think Lucid continues. I think they have not delta hedged yet. They have not. I think this thing is getting ready to erupt. Honest to God. I've been debating options all week, but I do believe Lucid is looking really hot. I think they have tons of room to run, and I think 110% they're getting ready to push up. I do not think they have delta hedged. Maybe they did some here, but I don't think they have. I really don't. Like this how you were moving, like maybe like some here, like on the way to fit. There's no way. You would have ran higher, 100%. So I think Lucid has more room to go. I know Gabe likes them a lot. So Gabe reviewed work, he loves them. So keep an eye on them. If you start getting just indexes to bounce, you're gonna make like I think it's just gonna be such a green month. You're gonna be able to put money in almost anything. SPC space. I'm not really interested in the space. I just don't like these space companies. They're just so scary. I know Dead Inside probably made a killing on ASTR when they went on Monday. Probably just destroyed. Do you buy into the market? Do you buy into the market has to tank range? No, I don't think so. No. When's the next round for AMC, you think? I think it's going to start December. But there's this key levels you got to get to, right? So, like, I'm totally fine being wrong on AMC. Like, I will admit if I'm wrong, if I miss out or, we start just breaking down to oblivion and everything goes crazy, right? But there's going to have to be key signs, in my opinion, to break. You know what I mean? Like, breaking supports and things like that. But if you're falling down with the rest of the indexes, then it's not really that you're bearish. It's just that you're following the market. You know what I mean? But if we were just coming down while the market was moving sideways, that would be a bad sign. But you're not getting that type of movement, right? So, I mean, you got to take that with that. So I do think going into this December, you're going to see buying back into the market. I think you saw a lot of money getting pulled out of the market, or a lot of people just, taking those tax loss sales. I think they're coming back. I think they're definitely coming back in the beginning of December, if not beginning of this week coming up, right? So be on the lookout for that. Love it. I love it. So, any spots? Yeah, there's spots down below. Just click the link. You can see how many spots are open. There should be spots open. Next day for AMC, just answer that. PLTR. This chart looked terrible, but then again, like the market, like I said, looks awful. So I was watching it over here, and he came down crashing. Under 20 is where I love it. You're at 21, but like long term, I think they're a great company. It's just like, I don't know. I don't see huge upside. I mean, it looks good. The chart looks great. Don't get me wrong. Pretty terrifying though. OBV for AMC it's beautiful. The on bounce volume is just nutty for AMC. I mean, look at this. I mean, just straight up insane. Like, even with some of the downside you're getting, and another thing we need to talk. I mean, I don't want to spend like the live stream ranting about Lou and stuff, but man, that guy is just like losing his mind, and it's crazy what people believe with it too. You know what I mean? People believe what he's saying, and like no one's like, for some reason, correcting the guy. Like, it's just nuts. But like, just that small amount, like I just want to compare like OBV movement to other stocks, right? So like with AMC, it's like a 20% down move on the week, right? Like from the local highs, right? So let's look at like something like, I'm trying to see something that has a lot of downside, right? We'll just scroll through really quick. Like there's some stuff. I'm trying to think of something that moved a lot, had good movement. Okay, so Apple had some decent movement actually. Like it had, from those local highs, right? So it hit like 164 and it dropped like, what is that, like 10 no, it's like, sorry, my head's not working right now. It's like 5%. It's nothing. Like from like local highs, about 5%, right? Okay, so since it went down 5%, just saying, look at the movement, right? You had a pretty decent sized move down. AMC with a 20% move is smaller. You know what I mean? Like the selling's way less, right? It's just like, yeah, it's just nutty. But yeah, they just lose logic though, like on this, like, you know, buying is bad and buying's gonna fuel the shorts more. I'm just like, dude, if it's true, cool, and I'll admit that I'm wrong, but like, you can't just shout like nonsense and like pray to God people hear. Like, it's just like he's just shouting like nonsense. You know what I mean? So it's just like, just straight up like I can't believe people like buy into it. That's the icing on the cake, that people are like, yeah, this makes sense, man. They're like, yep. They're like, yeah, it makes perfect sense. I'm like, dude, what are y'all talking about? I think people kind of do it too, just to get a reaction. Listen to Wu-Tang. Thoughts on PayPal? I like PayPal. So big tech, I think, is the riskiest play right now, but it's also the most lucrative play. So if you're looking at options, in my opinion, on the market, if you look at something like PayPal, and they're so set up to continue to do well profitability wise, they're so hot right now, and they're so, like, just look how down they are. It's from the highest, like, just, you know, 313 double top and then crushed. Like, maybe you come down to like 173, but like, honestly, there is such good buys, and their earnings just crush, and they're just moving towards Bitcoin and things like that, which Bitcoin's so bullish as well. I also think Peloton is dirt cheap, like so cheap. This is like crazy. It's the best gym fitness company there is right now, just from a profitability standpoint. They're killing it too. They just keep growing. But yeah, trying to think what else. I like Spotify a lot too. If you're looking at tech, I think Spotify is very hot. If they break down this trend though, it's gonna get really ugly really quick. But if they can hold that trend, which they are right now, you look really good. They look really, really good. I wish I would have bought in that trend, but I did not. I just didn't see it until too late. I think you're going to get a touch to 258. The question is, can you run higher? It's the question. Baba, Chinese company scared the bejesus out of me. Wouldn't touch any Chinese companies. No way. Not touching any Chinese stocks. I'm good. Are they going to average down your cat contracts? Possibly on Monday. I don't know. I like him though. DKNG. I like DraftKings a lot. Lots of flow coming in for those guys, and they had a really good push today, like a really solid push up. If you can break above 36.5, I think you're bullish. That's what I'd be watching for. 36.5 is going to be the area to watch. Louis smoking angel. Glenn Wade go to. So like one, this is kind of like one of those like penny stocks, right? Yeah. So this is the problem with, in my opinion, right, with like using all these Wyckoff and stuff, is like, one, I'm not going to use them. It just takes too much time, and you could be wrong based on the math and stuff, and you'll just lose money. So I just don't, and I'm not interested. That's why I just use price action. More reliable, quick. I can use it. Yeah. I don't know who Gary is in Discord. I don't know who the hell Gary is, to be honest. Peton missed earnings. Was it revenue? I don't think they missed revenue. I don't think so. I could be wrong. They did. Wait. They actually... Let me see. The main problem they're having is their... What's it called? It's their... Oh my gosh, I can't think. My head's hurting. It's their supply chain. That's the problem there. Growth is not the problem. Nothing else is the problem. Their supply chain is trash right now. And so sales are kind of slowing, but overall they're still destroying. I'm just saying, like, it's, you know, back here, I mean, you know, We came down, we touched. I made the YouTube video. You went from 80 to 100 and, or I'm sorry, was it here? I think it was here. This is when I made the video. Back in like October 4th or something. Go look at the video. The best stock you can pick at like the end of 2020. I couldn't believe you pushed all the way up to 97 so quick, but you did. So that was cool. But we'll see. I mean, I'm not in it, so I have no reason. People are unsubbing for Peloton. Like, if you look at their growth versus their people unsubscribing, I think they're fine 100%, because now you have gyms adopting them and things like that. So I think they're fine. That's my opinion though. So again, my opinion, they're a good solid company longer term, especially if we do lockdowns again, which is looking likely. Do you think AMC can hit more than 72 all-time high this year? It's possible. So AMC's movement totally depends on levels you can hold, right? That's all that matters, right? So it's how fast you can move, where you can get to, things like that. So like if you start holding above 45 by next week, high possibility you get a little bit more push up to 52 and holding this range. If you can hold $50, in my opinion, before December 17th, so all those getting the money, in my opinion, you'd push $70 or close to it. My opinion though, right? That'd be just my opinion. Ethereum, I'm bullish on crypto. I don't really have an opinion on the charts. I'm bullish though. How's Uber's chart look to you? Seems like they're bottomed out. I think their expansion into their pet weed grocery. So yeah, Uber did announce the whole weed stuff, but another thing they announced was they're doing like I don't know. They announced that they're doing like they announced a like membership program on Uber, which I think is a good route to take. So it's gonna definitely incentivize people not to use their competition, which was a really good move. Long term, probably a really good buy. I like them. It's just they're not like a COVID stock I would love, to be honest. Like I wouldn't love them, but yeah, be careful. Thank you for all your financial advice. Can Zillow bounce back soon? Didn't Zillow have a great like earnings and shit? No, they did not. They did super hard from earnings. Housing is scary. I don't love it. I think houses have definitely peaked. And Zillow has some lawsuits based on some of the stuff they're doing with their purchasing and their market manipulation. So be careful. But they're not something I'm not looking at housing right now. Yeah, so one, I also don't think that these are going to be that big of a deal. The variance is because they're already finding like, you know, new treatments and already testing vaccines for them, right? So that's not my concern whatsoever, and I wouldn't be worried. I wouldn't be worried at all. I mean, yeah, those variants, like, I actually think for once Biden's right that, like, you know, I think that there's nothing to worry about with the market right now. I think you're in a great place, at least to the end of the year. But yeah, so I like them all. Oh, what time is it? Feels like I've been live longer. Check this so fly shit out. Word up. Cash take you on the national joint. Here we go. Check this shit. Yeah, I grew up on the crime side, the New York Times side. Staying alive was no job. Had second hands. Moms bounced on old men. So then we moved to Shaolin Land. A young youth, you're rocking the go-to. Oh man, this shit is so stupid. People like really believe this shit. So like let's just look. I've been over all these stupid numbers already. That's another thing too, is like I really don't like, right? Like Ugh, it's fucking annoying. Okay, so he's looking at GME before the move. Like, what is he looking at? So another thing Lou's gonna do too, like, and anyone that's like, I think getting caught in their like, you know, their little con or whatever they're doing, right? They're gonna like mention and try to like, you know, justify it or whatever they're gonna do, right? So he's gonna use, he's using GME as an example. We'll use AMC as well, but I've already looked at all this plenty of times, right? He's probably gonna equate this to no one, like, it's, his logic is so stupid. One of the stupidest amounts of logic I've ever heard in my life. Okay, so the 12th, right? So he's saying this is, you had low volume, right here. And if you look at what he's doing, right, it's not coincidental that he shuts it off at January 11th. Is that like comedy or what? So he'll shut it off at January 11th, and he won't show January 10th or, you know, whenever the day before that with the volume, right? So 11th, and then if you look at the 8th, look, I mean, it had low volume as well. Low volume as well. Low volume. Low volume. I mean, a lot of these days are way less volume. You know what I mean? I mean, like, that's just like, he's just equating like random shit. You know what I mean? And if you go back to March, and I mean, go back to May and June, I mean, really look before, you know, you start getting the next little push that you had all the way to 344. I mean, like you had lower volume all over here. This volume is actually higher than when you got to squeeze right here with the AMC and all that, and you had another push. I mean, I'm just saying, look, you had way lower volume back here in May. Way lower, and the volume actually increased when you started squeezing. So the argument isn't here, and I can zoom in a little bit for you guys. So this argument that like volume needs to like stop is just like he's I mean, I'm sorry, he's just uneducated. Like what he's saying, and I can't believe that he's justifying this. Like I really can't believe, I really cannot believe people are like actually justifying what he's saying. I really can't believe it. Like it's such like a like. But people really believe it. People really believe this. I still have some sports NFTs. Yeah, I still get some. Yeah. So I think that like, I think that's just nuts that people believe that. And yeah, that's just nuts. Like that's. Yeah, that's crazy. I can't, like, I don't even know how to argue. I can't believe I have to argue that buying shares is good. I can't believe. TradingView Premium, I mean, you should definitely, if you're going to get it, I would get it right now because it's pretty cheap. I wouldn't get like the super expensive one, so I'm going to tell you what I would do. I would get, this is the one I use. You don't need all the other stuff unless you use a whole bunch of indicators, right? So you would do that. Next. So I go to data. So I already have the data, right? So I use the Nasdaq, the NYSE, and then the ARCA. I don't really need the OTC ones. I don't need any of this other stuff, right? But this is just gonna make your data like to the point, right? Like immediate, right? The link's down below if you want to use it. And also, don't feel like if you think I'm like scamming you or anything, or like, you know, just trying to promote something, do it for your like. Don't even use my link. I could care less. But this is what I use, right? I'm already paying for it. That's why it's already lit up. Yeah, it's worth it for me. I use it every day. And really the biggest thing for me, if I'm being totally honest, is going to be these alerts. So what you do is, so like if I'm over here and I'm looking at like AMC, and so for day trading, this is huge. So I think what I talked about with, what the hell just happened? So like I mentioned in one of my live streams was AMKR, right? And I had an alert that already hit. And so what I would, if my target for is like, you know, 2190, I'd put like an alert a little bit above it, like 2%, 3% above it. And you just go over here to the plus, hit your alert, add an alert. So you can use the free version of TradingView also if you want. And you can only use like 1 or 2 alerts or something. But when you have the premium or the first premium, the cheapest one, you can have 50 of them. And right, so when it hits that alert, it'll actually send me an update to my phone. So I'll get a really loud ping on my phone, and then it'll alert my computer as well, or whatever it's at. So that's honestly the biggest thing that's worth it for me with that premium. Not even gonna lie. because you can set these on all the stocks you're looking at, so you're not like watching all your charts at once or freaking out about missing anything. And I'm not trying to sell anyone this. Like, legitimately, I use it every single day. Literally every single day I use this. So anyone in Discord can tell you. And that's what I'm using in every single one of my videos, right? I don't use Weeble's charts. I don't use any of that shit. Like, those charts are dog shit, bro. Like, trash. All right, Truth woke up, so we're gonna get off. And get some probably hot cocoa and hot cocoa. He wants hot cocoa, boys, so we get hot cocoa. I'll see y'all later. Have a good one. If you have questions, again, follow on Twitter. Ask questions there. It's the best place to get any questions. But have a good one, guys.